nootropic called sulbutiamine. It's actually way more important for dopaminergic activity and acetylcholine synthesis than people think. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan, and this is the Thunder Channel. On nootropics, on testosterone, and on male performance. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified of all future content. Like the video. Need you guys to like it, please. If you hate it, totally dislike it. Fine, but I need you to like it if you liked anything I'm about to say. Got a coupon code for you for the Torque Stack. I mean, this is 6 to 8 hours of clean energy. In the description below, the coupon code is 20 now. Look, save 20%. I mean, I couldn't give you a better deal on a powerful energy nootropic stack. Do it at livecortex.com. All right, so what I wanted to do in this video is break down a nootropic called sulbutiamine. It's actually way more important for dopaminergic activity and acetylcholine synthesis than people think. I have been following a guy named Elliot from EO Nutrition who actually brought to my attention the significance of thiamine, B1, and its various pharmacologically active or more pharmacologically active forms compared to regular B1. And there are a lot of important points that I want to discuss relating sulbutiamine, this nootropic chemical, as it relates to, again, dopaminergic activity and the creation of brain acetylcholine. I mean, this is effectively why sulbutiamine is a nootropic. So I'm going to take you to a paper called Impairment of Acetylcholine Synthesis in Thiamine-Deficient Rats Developed by Prolonged Tea Consumption. Basically, like a particular type of tea apparently like depleted their thiamine levels. And they go on to say, which ultimately ended up depleting acetylcholine. And they go on to say, this decreased synthesis of acetylcholine is related to a decline in pyruvate dehydrogenase activity. These results suggest that prolonged administration of tea to rats causes an impairment of acetyl-CoA production. This is a very important chemical for the synthesis of acetylcholine, resulting in deficient acetylcholine synthesizing capacity. The B vitamins, like I'm hot on this lately because I've come to understand how critically necessary they are for the synthesis of neurotransmitters. There are people that aren't eating meat or eating meat in a sort of infrequent way, especially red beef. They're not taking B vitamins and they're wondering why their brain chemistry is awry. A good plausible reason for that is you're not synthesizing enough acetylcholine because you don't have enough B1 in the mix. Anyway, pyruvate dehydrogenase basically converts a molecule called pyruvate, which is formed from the breakdown of your carbs, right? The carbs that you consume, they break down into pyruvate. But then this enzyme, pyruvate dehydrogenase, converts that into acetyl-CoA, and then you get better synthesis of brain acetylcholine. Now, sulbutiamine, okay, I'm going to take you to a paper titled Role of Synthetic B1, Sulbutiamine on Health, where they actually explain kind of the pharmacological properties of why it's different than regular B1 and how it helps you to synthesize both more dopamine and acetylcholine. They describe, I guess I'll just clear up kind of like how it's different from regular B1 quickly. Sulbutiamine results from the fusion of two thiamine molecules linked by a disulfide bridge after the opening of the respective thiazolium rings and esterification of the primary alcohol of each half-life molecule by an isobutyryl group. Got it. Translation, more pharmacologically active than regular B1. There's also another very popular, essentially B1 analog or pharmacologically active B1 that helps you synthesize more acetylcholine as well as more dopamine, and that is called TTFD. That's how it's typically known, and that stands for this here. I'm going to probably butcher it. Tetrahydrofurfuryl disulfide, TTFD. There are crazy reports on the web of people having fatigue syndromes for years on end and then taking high-dose TTFD and or sulbutiamine and then getting alleviation from their fatigue. There's a bunch of reports of people that have normal levels of B1, but some research suggests that just because the serum B1 is in an adequate place doesn't mean that cellular capacities of B1 are in a good place, and that you can benefit cognitively and otherwise from replenishing B1 with high doses of either sulbutiamine or TTFD. Top of this study right here's like something relevant for us. Sulbutiamine is a thiamine derivative developed in Japan in the mid-60s as a beriberi treatment drug. Now, beriberi is thiamine deficiency. That's what it is. It causes all kind of problems, ranging from obviously a lack of synthesis in major neurotransmitters, but also a lack of synthesis in very important digestive chemicals like betaine hydrochloride or stomach acid. I mean, if you're not making enough stomach acid and you have reflux, you might have a thiamine deficiency. And taking sulbutiamine or TTFD may actually resolve your GERD that you've been sitting with for 10 years. I go on to say, this is really important. For instance, there is some evidence that sulbutiamine can have anti-fatigue, nootropic, and antioxidant effects, which led to its use as a sport supplement. Now, it's unclear whether or not sulbutiamine has direct dopaminergic properties. However, I would wager that it does, considering B1's effect on dopamine synthesis. But toward the bottom of the study, they go, sulbutiamine is also different from thiamine tetrahydral furfural. I know I butchered that. Disulfide, which is TTFD, another version of thiamine, which I have been taking and I've had incredible fucking results from. They go, it's another pharmacologically active thiamine disulfide compound known to promote voluntary activity through the dopaminergic activation in the medial prefrontal cortex. Whether you're taking sulbutiamine or TTFD, another pharmacologically active version or form of thiamine, you're getting neurotransmitter synthesis on the choline side from sulbutiamine and on the dopaminergic side and probably the choline side as well from TTFD. All right, I'm going to take you to the Nootropic subreddit just to give an idea of dose ranges and how people are dosing this stuff to get brain performance benefits. And just to give you some anecdotals, there's a post about 2 years ago titled Sulbutiamine, Extreme Motivation and Drive. Okay, I got some sulbutiamine 200 milligram capsules a couple weeks ago from Nootropics Depot. I bought some cheap Walmart fish oil that is high in DHA to take with it to absorb properly. I took 400 milligrams on the first day I got them with hardly any effect. The second day I took 600 milligrams and again, hardly any effect. I decided to take a week off and then take it again. I took another 600 milligrams with a fish oil gel cap yesterday, and this time it worked like a charm. It worked so good that I felt a motivation and drive that I haven't felt in a very long time. I didn't get much sleep the night before, so this was another reason I decided to take it. It got rid of any fatigue that I had and woke me right up. It lasted the whole day, and I still felt it after I got home. I still feel it now. He goes, I got such an amazing feeling of well-being. Another interesting post goes, extreme sulbutiamine euphoria. He goes, the user goes, started reading up on sulbutiamine about 2 months ago to help with seasonal effect of mild depression and lack of motivation. Decided to take the plunge shortly thereafter. What a great decision. Dosage was 300 milligrams twice a day. Effects were nearly immediate. Wakefulness, energy, confidence, very positive mood. Another poster described a feeling akin to a swagger, and I wholeheartedly agree. Not at all dissimilar to the clean euphoric high and invincible confidence of insulfated cocaine, which I would not suggest, obviously, though completely without stimulatory jitters or restlessness. No social inhibitions, enhanced verbal clarity, sharp wit, even charisma. Also, my depression is tentatively cured. Now, what is happening in these cases? What I would wager is happening. See, the thing about sulbutiamine and TTFD and these pharmacologically active versions of B1 is what they tend to be, what I think they're doing is they are replenishing through upregulation of the enzymatic processes that help synthesize certain neurotransmitters, either dopamine, acetylcholine, or both, right? You're sitting there with this baseline that is not used to and usually doesn't have adequate levels of these neurotransmitters. So obviously you don't feel up to par. You feel fatigued. Your brain is working slowly. Your cognition sucks. But then like you take sulbutiamine or even TTFD and you start synthesizing more of these neurotransmitters. You have the acetyl-CoA donation through, I think it's choline acetyltransferase, to the production of acetylcholine. And then you've got some heightened activity in the medial prefrontal cortex if you're taking something like TTFD and probably arguably sulbutiamine as well. In this paper, right, again, this was administration of a particular type of tea with the exclusion of water, right? So I don't know if you dehydrate yourself, if you're not constantly conscious of your fluid intake, like it's just easy to get away from like drinking enough water, then you could be depleting thiamine. That caused, in this case, a 60% decrease in acetylcholine synthesis, but also neurological symptoms. The dose range is all over the place with this stuff, right? It's anywhere from 100 milligrams once a day to 100 milligrams twice a day to 300 milligrams once a day to 300 milligrams twice a day to as high as on sulbutiamine 600 milligrams once or twice a day, right? The anecdotals are all over the place. And what seems to drive this is people's necessity for extra pharmacologically active bioavailable B1 for the synthesis of neurotransmitters. And in some cases, hey, look, if you got a stomach acid deficiency, again, as I described before, beriberi, the condition defined as deficient B1. And in some people, even if the serum is not deficient, you're not going to be making enough stomach acid in that condition. If you're thiamine deficient, or if it's not at adequate levels, you're not going to be making a lot of thiamine. And then you're not going to have as much stomach acid. And then you're you're not going to digest your food. You're going to have GERD and or other problems. And guess what happens when you have lower stomach acid? You don't absorb your nutrients, right? You don't absorb the vitamins that you're consuming in your food, and therefore you're going to have deficiencies, or at least you won't be optimal in certain levels of neurotransmitters, certain nutrients, certain chemicals needed to help you feel good. Because you have videos like this, and again, props to Elliot from EO Nutrition, where I'll just like play you the intro so that you can understand this dude who had a long-lasting, a bunch of different symptoms, but largely fatigue, who essentially cured it with a pharmacologically active version of thiamine. Here's the intro.
Just 1 year ago, 22-year-old Ahmed was in a severely undernourished state. Fast forward to today, this is what he looks like. He managed to turn his situation around in 1 year using this specific vitamin protocol. Prior to starting this vitamin protocol, Ahmed had been diagnosed with small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. He'd also had the symptoms of fibromyalgia, chronic body pain all over, peripheral neuropathy, chronic fatigue syndrome. I mean, he was bedbound on some days. He went through a lot, but he managed to find the solution.
My gut improved. Now I'm able to digest meat and other food. I don't have fibromyalgia symptoms anymore. I used to have pain all around my body.
I mean, this is crazy. He goes on to say like all the other positive benefits from taking what in this case was TTFD, another pharmacologically active version of thiamine. So guys, this is something to consider. You can get your hands on Sulbutiamine, I believe, from Nootropics Depot. You'll have to check your sources. I mean, the stuff is readily available. If not, TTFD, another potently bioavailable version of thiamine, is out there that you can buy. You can get it on Amazon. That's where I got mine. And if you've tried everything else and you're still having fatigue, and you don't know why. And like this guy, dude, he had SIBO, which is characterized by an overgrowth of certain types of bacteria and Archaeobacter in the small bowel where it's not supposed to be. You know, what do we know causes SIBO? Well, a lack of digestion of your food, which is probably facilitated by a lack of stomach acid. So if you've got brain fog and or GERD or reflux problems or digestive issues relating to a lack of motility, Sulbutiamine or TTFD would be a target. As I explained earlier, look, we got a bunch of epic products at livecortex.com ranging from nootropic stacks like Torque. I got a discount for you guys for the Torque stack. It is coupon code 20 now. I mean, if you want an exceptionally strong nootropic stack that hits well, is a clean all-day stimulant and activates relatively quickly, yeah, just go buy Torque. The stuff is powerful. The reviews are insane. I mean, like, there's no confusion out there. Torque is one of the best nootropic stacks on the market, if not the best. Go buy some. If you need to hire me to have me look at your blood work, to help you formulate nootropic regimens, to optimize your testosterone protocol, your TRT protocol, that's a major point of confusion out there, especially related to estrogen control, energy optimization, blood work interpretation, business, sexual dysfunction, dopamine restoration in the brain, you can hire me in under a minute at livecortex.com. I've got a bunch of options available ranging from email consults to full-blown calls to actual dedicated programs. Appreciate you being with me. Much more content to come soon. We're doing the full podcast with Vigorous Steve will be out probably this coming weekend, so look forward to that. And I hope you guys have a great day. Later.